Well, hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is of the day when you're watching this in whatever part of the world. I am being joined today by my client, Odyl, and she is a psychologist and she mentors women who have it all together. Their life looks amazing on the outside, and it is. And also, there's this little nagging thing that they're like, why am I feeling unfulfilled? There's this something else I can't put my finger on it. She coaches those type of women, the woman that has it all together and doesn't know who to trust or where can I complain. I can't really complain about my life. I know how that feels, Odo. So welcome to the call. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yay. I literally was talking to you backstage about I was getting my hair done this morning and I was talking to the owner of the salon and I was like, because she asked me, how are you doing? And I literally look, if you press the right button right now, I'm going to start crying because I'm a real person living life. And I said, I'm blessed. And also, I'm so overwhelmed with life and my mom's
Mm,
health and whatever. And who can you tell
yeah,
that? So I know you help those kind of women that I need a safe place to come say, I hate this shit.
yes, yes. Even if it
Us,
looks great on the outside.
yes, because we all, every woman at some stage of our life has experienced the looking great on the outside and hating what's going on behind closed doors. Yeah. Yeah. So we can all agree. Like we can agree. That's why I love mentoring women because human behavior is human behavior. You don't even need to speak a language. Like if someone experiences trauma, they're going to have these type of responses and they don't even have to speak the same language. You can see it. Right? So I love this. And while we're talking about different languages, Odil is from the Netherlands and she speaks Dutch. And she was so nervous about getting on this call
Yes, I'm nervous.
and not speaking English properly. And I'm also going to throw her under the bus right here and say that I told her that she should market in English because she's like, why would I do
You
that?
told
I
me
live here.
that. Yeah,
And I'm like, you talk to me, you hired me in the United States, girl. What?
yeah.
People will hire you. So, Odil, the biggest result that you had, because I know that's why people watch these interviews, was the true identity shift in what I call into your power, personal power. And what's really interesting, the way that I see it, and you can, you can have the mic in just a second. You are a badass. You have an amazing career, degrees, and you have a private practice where you counsel people. You didn't come to me because you needed me to teach you how to do what you do, but the belief of you being able to do it outside of the counseling and therapy, that was like a disconnect for you. And you landed two clients, almost three, but one person didn't like your standards, and we're going to talk about that. Can you, in your own words, I said what your biggest result was, but how would you describe your biggest result?
Yeah, for sure, the identity shift. And that was also the reason why I came to you and how I found you, because everything what I saw in the videos, I learned on your podcast was this narrative like it I know I have the degrees, I know I'm smart, I know how to organize things to get shit done. Um and I also have done coaching already, but I feel like if I really want to go big, like go big or go home, there needs to change something inside of me. And I know that I play small. No. So that's why I came to you. And for me it was really a shift in like not doing more, because that's how I grew up, you know, and that's the narrative and the message I got. And I think a lot of women with me just work harder, work more, work smarter. And I'm like, no, I feel like I really optimize everything, like, and if I want to grow further, there needs to switch something in how I think, how I show up, how um, the way I talk, the way I like in everything. So that's for sure my biggest result, and I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Very
So
excited.
let's take people back to the beginning. You said you found me through a podcast, then you actually messaged me in my DM in Instagram, and I was like, weeks later, I saw it because I wasn't following you. So I was like, oh my God, I sent you a little message like, I'm sorry, I just saw this. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I don't know what it was, but it was very, I was searching something on Spotify that was about women playing small or something, and I landed on your podcast. And everything you said was like, that's about me, like, oh my God. So I was binge listening the whole podcast, and then I need more. And then I was looking you on the internet, and I found your YouTube channel, and then I found you on Instagram, and I was get so excited. So I just messaged you like, I listened to your podcast, and it's amazing, and this is exactly what I'm looking for. So that's how I came in your DMs.
And I'm gonna say this to you. I think I've said it before, but I'll say it here because we're live. I literally was going to delete that podcast because I was like,
Really
I don't
timing.
do that anymore. I don't do the daily
Yeah.
coaching hotline. It was through the platform that I use, which is Podbean. They wanted X amount of dollars to just keep it on. If not, if I stop paying, they just remove the podcast. And I was like, you know what? I don't need to pay for this thing. I don't even do this podcast. I was going to delete it. So here is this podcast that was dead to me because I wasn't updating
Very much
episodes.
alive for me.
Very much alive for your
Yeah.
person who is looking for you. I want to say this right here. Odyl lives 8 hours ahead of me. Right now it's 1 p.m. for me. It's like 7 or 8 p.m. for her. She speaks another language, and she was someone on the other side of the world looking for an answer. And boom, she lands on my stuff. This is why visibility, you just have to be visible. If I didn't have content out there, she wouldn't have found me. She would have found someone else that maybe was nicer.
But
I'm
you're
not,
not nice.
no,
I
I'm
don't
not,
know.
not.
You're
I'm,
direct. You're
yes,
tough, but you're
yes,
nice. You're very sweet.
yeah. Maybe someone who was not so tough.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree.
And I just want to say this. Odil has been to the United States to conferences. Odil is a woman who invests in herself. And even though she has done that, and it has been a big number because I know they use euros there, and the difference, it's 15,000 for me. What is it, almost like 17,000 for you, or like
No, no, it's almost the
kind of
same
like the same?
amount.
Almost.
Yeah,
Okay, good, good. But
yeah.
she's left her country to come to the United States. And when she finally went to book a call with me, please tell everyone how you felt about the numbers, the investment, and talk about
Well,
that.
the whole process actually was, I remember you calling it when we started like what is it called? The jump with the two jumping ropes, like double
Yeah, the
dutch.
double dutch in and out, in
Like
and
like
out.
yeah, I was like, oh my God, I want to do this, and oh my God, this is so scary and so big, and am I gonna, can I bet on myself? That was actually the question. Can I bet on myself? And like really, and then there was the badass again, like, yeah, of course we can, we're gonna do this. So it was really like both feelings inside of me. Um, I completed the form. And also in my answers, I was like, oh my God, I'm panicking.
How did it feel when
Very
in
transparent. Yeah.
yes, so how did it feel when in your answers you were kind of spiraling and then you followed up with a voice clip with how you felt about it, and I literally didn't address it.
Um, yeah, we spoke about this as well, how it felt. Um, what I expected actually,
Okay.
because me sharing that in the form, in the voice note, I know like this is I'm just oversharing and spilling and just spiraling, and it's something I need to, you know, address and regulate in myself. I'm a therapist, I'm a psychologist, I know how this shit works, but still, still, when it's you, you know. So I totally understood. But it was like, yeah, this is it made it very real, and you weren't there to comfort me, or you know, to you were there for another reason. You stood your ground, you were firm, and you didn't go along in my spiraling or anything.
No,
No.
because the thing is, for those of you that are watching, everybody who watches my videos is an entrepreneur, right? Like, it is expensive. Like, if someone's like, oh my God, it's expensive. It is. Oh my God, I'm scared. You should be. Like, I'm not like, don't be scared. No, no, no. If you weren't scared, are you a sociopath? Like, do you just make decisions without thinking about it? You should have emotions. I literally have goosebumps right now talking about it. Like, you should have emotions.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, I'm not a therapist. So I'm going to hold firm because you came to me so you can learn how to hold firm in your price. When, and also, how can you help someone through that same fear when you haven't done it yourself? When you haven't moved forward while your knees are like, it's okay. It's not okay to let fear stop you.
Yeah.
Right. So
Exactly.
I'm so grateful that you wanted to, open to sharing that vulnerably, because a lot of people think, oh, it's just so easy to make these decisions. No, it's a
No,
lot of
it's
money.
not.
It's
No.
not easy. So then we start talking, and tell me how you felt about the onboarding. To me, once I got your onboarding form back, that first session to me was the most magical one. But
Yeah,
that's
I
me. That's
agree.
my experience.
What I loved about it, because you gave me, with the onboarding, you gave me questionnaire, or how do you call it, a
Assessment
skill
questionnaire.
form, and I went all in, like a whole bookwork, and I was really curious, like, what is Linda getting out of it? Like, what is she gonna, conclude,
Mhm.
or what is her advice gonna be? Um, so that first session was all about me unlearning stuff, me rewriting my contracts, me like really making that shift concrete in um, new rules, new contracts, in just in my being, my thinking, my feeling. And that was amazing, because for me, and I think a lot of women who know how to do shit, who know how to get a degree, get an education, if there's a program, we can do it,
You
right?
got it. You
But
do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we're very self-reflective. Let me talk for me. I'm very self-reflective. So I I couldn't have done it by myself. I really needed Linda to show me, like, all these core beliefs and these old rules and contracts you made for yourself, or your parents made for you, or the generation before, right? And how it is connected, and why I couldn't get out. So if I was dreaming big, or talking about freedom, or what does success means, there were these other beliefs that pulled me back, and I didn't saw how. So you really unraveled it for me, which made it so clear and so freeing to say, like, you just told me these are your new contracts, write it down. And it was amazing, because I really felt like, okay, I can let go of this old version of me. And let me say, old version doesn't mean she's gone forever. She's still in me, but it's like she doesn't take over when I want to make powerful moves and decisions. So that first session was like really making the foundation and go from there.
Yeah, I loved it too. It was my favorite, like literally. Every client has like you have your little memory of them. Like, oh, that was that first one where we if I feel like an exorcist when I do during that first session, we're gonna exercise these out of you. Because these contracts are personal contracts. These are not contracts for your business. Personal pacts, personal promises. Like, you don't have to do that. Did you know that you don't have to do that? That's what you choose to do. You don't have to. So I love that so, so much. And then you landed 2 clients. Let's talk about the really 3 clients. And then you served them all with your new client contract, right? Expectations of them, expectations of you. Tell us about the one person who decided not to move forward strictly because of that contract.
Yes. So
And then
we
like
had
how you felt about it, how you dealt with it, because you
yeah,
dealt with
yeah,
it amazingly.
yeah. So um I was what is it called? I had like this introduction call to see if like the prospect and I if it were a fit, if it were a good match. Um and if that was the case, I sent her this client agreement for her to read and to agree with and then move forward. And the first one, well, this lady, she she texted me like, I don't know because I read the agreement and I don't know. I totally understand you want to feel safe or you want to, but there's there also needs to be like trust. And can we talk about it? And I will we can talk tomorrow and like
Look, I got an attitude.
yeah, yeah. And what's important about what happened inside of me is
Mm-hmm.
at first I got irritated, but then I felt like insecurity, like, oh well, maybe I don't know, maybe this is too much, or and you coach me through it, right? And
You
now,
literally, I wanna stop right here. I want to interrupt you.
okay,
Because Odo lives so far away, we communicate on a voice channel. So I would wake up and I would have these things from Odo, and I would go right in like, oh girl. I mean, I would call her
yeah,
like,
yeah,
and I was like, oh hell no. This is exactly, let me tell you what's happening with this lady. She doesn't like boundaries. She wants to flake out. And and you were like, okay, I feel better about this. I'm like, no, let her go.
yeah. So in in my behavior, I did the right thing, but inside I was still like insecure, like, is this the right thing to do? And
It was the
because of
first time.
the difference in time between, I mean, I couldn't reach you, so it's also, but that was also for me a good exercise, like trust yourself more. Um, and so I was like, okay, well then it's not a fit, right? And the things what I was insecure about, other client just texted me a couple of questions like, I have a couple of questions about this. How do you see this? What do you mean? I answered back and she was like, okay, cool. She signed it and boom. So it had to go like that for me to also sit with the feeling, but stand my ground, and I think that's I think that's so important what I learned from that moment, because it's all about what you oh my god, what's the word in English? Uitstraling voor de Nederlandse mensen die kijken. It's all what you show, what you
This what you put out, like what you model, what you
put
embody.
out. Yeah, what you embody. That's the word. Yeah, what you embody. And um, so yeah, that was an important lesson for me.
It was. And how did you feel when you got a phone call through the messaging app that we use We talked for like almost 2 hours that day. But I mean, it's not that I'm over delivering so Odyl can love me. Odyl already paid me. But like I have the time. It's 10 o'clock at night for me, but I'm a night owl and I can talk to her. And and I told you when you first hired me, so many breakthroughs are gonna happen in our chats, not even so much as our one-on-one calls, right? That because I mean, literally, we're talking about it like it's no big deal that you hired someone on the other side of the world and you gave them all this money, trusting that they were going to be there and they were going to come through. Like that's a big deal. You're a badass. And this whole time you were like not giving yourself that credit. I'm like, do you even know the
Yes,
fact
and I was tired of it, you know? I was tired, like I have these bursts, but I want to stabilize. I want to feel like, no, that's who I truly am. Not sometimes, not if I have a good day, but if I have a good night, well rested all the time.
that's right. And so then you ended up having two amazing clients that were a great fit, $8,000 worth of contracts. And then you interviewed these clients like we're doing here. And I remember their first interview, you were like, oh my God, that went so well. And it was so awesome. Talk about that.
Yeah, well, let me start first, like the 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 programs with the clients were amazing, and I have done coaching before, but because of you coaching me and with the identity shift, it became better. I really enjoyed it more. I really gave like all of me, and even on days when I was maybe tired or things were happening in my personal life, the moment I came on that call, I was just on fire. And I enjoyed it so much. So like all the sessions with my clients were just fire, and also a joy to interview them, and yeah, I loved it. It was just like natural conversation, and no one is exaggerating. It was just like, this is what we created together, and these are the results, and um, these are the important things. And it was just a good convo.
Mm-hmm. You know
Yeah,
what just stood
very
out?
confident about that.
I love that for you, Odo, because you deserve to feel that way about your business and about your results. But I want to touch on something that you said right now, super important, because we are women of color. It doesn't matter that you live where you live. This is your color there. It's your color everywhere you go, right? I have an experience as a Hispanic woman anywhere in the globe. And as women of color, you said something so important. We didn't exaggerate anything. And as a woman, as a person of color, when we look at other people's videos and other people's testimonials, we wonder, are they exaggerating?
Mm,
Is that really true? Can it
yeah.
happen for me? And literally, I have a reel on Instagram right now. I made it yesterday. Well, I didn't make it yesterday, but I posted it yesterday. And there's a person in the comments that's saying, I'm curious, what background do you have and experience and education to charge this much money? Because it is natural
Yeah.
for you to be like, that can't be true. And so
Yeah.
by you coaching your clients in this way, you were able to model what you liked about your coaching with Linda. You took it into your own coaching practice and you were like, I like coaching this way. And then the client interviews were so great. They weren't exaggerating,
No. No.
right? And now you know that. And you're like, I can't wait to coach more people and have 62
Yeah.
client results too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Have a whole YouTube playlist like Linda. And so that is so amazing that you said that because it's almost like subconscious. We believe like, that's got to be a little blown out of proportion. They got to
No,
be
not
exaggerated.
subconsciously. That was what I thought, and I also mentioned it to you, like, until it happens, it still feels like this fantasy. And yeah, I landed clients before, but that was in my old me version with my old prices and playing it small and also thinking like, yeah, I can land more clients, but if it's like this, I'm gonna be
Worn
exhausted and
out.
not happy and so like the vision I had for myself doing it this way, how I'm doing it right now. Yeah, of course. You said, of course, if you until you have done it or reach it, it feels a little bit like, is it possible? And yes, it is possible, and it feels amazing.
I want to touch on that because, yeah, I made a reel recently saying that real experts don't have imposter syndrome. And a lot of people disagreed with me. That's exactly why I made the reel. Right. And I said, um, if you know that you're the shit. How can you feel like an imposter? I believe that we're human. So we have doubt. Can someone pay me that? I'm like, literally, somebody will, because the biggest proof that you have is that you have paid it. You're not
Yeah,
special. You're not the only
yeah,
person in the Netherlands that can pay this kind of money. Plenty of people can. I got other clients in the Netherlands, right? So, yes, you can doubt because you've never experienced it. So the unknown is always like, is that really available for me too? That's not imposter syndrome. That's just, I fucking wonder. And so I can't stand when my clients are like, I feel like an imposter. No, you don't, because I don't work with imposters, right? Or I have to regulate my nervous system. Great, go do that. And then meet me on the call.
and no, actually, don't do that because regulating your nervous system is, well, for me, like talking myself out of shit. I mean, that's how I used to be, and I
Mm,
know that's exactly the women that I coach. Like, I feel like, and I mean, that's beautiful of being a therapist and a coach. I know the difference. Like all the tools you get in therapy, which are great for healing, are not necessarily great for coaching because you're going to do things that are very scary and out of your comfort zone. And regulating your nervous system is just, talking yourself out of these scary big steps. Yes, it's going to be exciting and scary and new and unknown. That's, I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. And that's why you need trust or faith or how you want to call it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Odyl, there was, through our work, and I didn't know when this would happen or how specifically it would happen, but through our 12 weeks together, you came to one of our calls and I could just sense that you were off, and you were sharing, Linda, I've had this realization, like, I am my client. And I was like, you just realized that? Girl, yes. But that was unexpected for you, I want to say, because you were having a hard time that day with this
Yeah,
realization.
yeah, yeah. And like not that that day I figure out I am my ideal client. I mean, I knew, but more specifically, like I know the battles of my dream client, my ideal client, but I thought that I tackled them all. I overcame all these battles, these challenges. And actually, because of the coaching and, growing, things shifted in me, in my personal life. And then I felt like, oh my God, I'm here again, growing, growth spurt. I'm at the same, well, crossroad or point in my life where I feel like my ideal client. And what if, what does that mean? Can I help my client, right? If I'm right here, because I learned, and I think you um, recognize it, that you can help your client with all the things you went through yourself. And I thought, like, yeah, that's behind me. And now I'm in
Oh
the
no,
middle
here it
of
is
it.
again.
Like, oh, hello, knocking on my door. I'm here. Yeah.
Right.
So that was like, oh my God, how do I do this in the moment and continue and yeah,
I love
and
that.
stay
You were
in
like,
this identity.
right. Our work was like you learning business things, and then you can't have an identity shift without literally having an identity, like exposed. I
Yeah.
feel the way that I describe it, you were like fully exposed, and you were like, "What do I do with this? I feel naked right now, emotionally, not really, right? You know." Um, what was your favorite part of coaching with me?
What's that question? What is the favorite part?
And see, this is not
I
rehearsed, or we're not making it up because she doesn't know any of these questions I was going to
no,
ask.
no. I don't know. There are many. I mean, when I think of even before the coaching, and I think I said this in your in DM. Um, your laugh is healing. It really is. If we're talking about something very serious, or if you're very tough with me, it doesn't matter. Then when you laugh, it all just fits and it lands the way it should be. It's so powerful. But you really, I don't think you realize it's so powerful
I've
with
never known that. I've never heard that before.
it's like and this is a compliment, but it's like a combination of like sweet auntie meets villain laugh.
Oh, I like villain.
I know, I know, but it's so like I don't know. So first of all, that part, and I love your storytelling and metaphors, and I believe, especially as women, it speaks to us.
Mm.
It reminded me of the book. I don't know who the author is, but Women Who Run with the Wolves, I think it is.
Oh my God, I love this book.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yes.
that's what I think when I think of you and your coaching, which makes it really easy to understand and to feel in my bones, like, oh, this is what she's trying to teach me. So that's what I love the most about the coaching with you.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask the opposite. What did you dislike the most?
Oh,
Mm.
what did I dislike the most?
Mm-hmm.
Mm, So
It's right there.
I
Just say
think
it.
what I disliked was for me to figure out sometimes, like, how can I, because you're a powerhouse, right? And you have your own style, which I love. And I have my own style. And to like take the message out of it and to apply it on me, but then in Odyl version. And I really sometimes I dislike like to um find it, to make the puzzle, to trust in myself, like this is it. Um to translate it. Uh, that's what I disliked about the coaching. Yeah.
So this is what I hear, because obviously it's feedback for me. I'm like, oh, she wanted uh more guidance, more, here's how you put it together for yourself, or here's how you could make it work for you. And I'm like, you could have just asked more questions.
No, but I think it's more style because you do gave me those things, but um more by examples, and I think that's also a big part. Like you give examples and it speaks to you, and then I have to transform it. So either way, it's for me a muscle to train. So what I dislike is not necessarily that it's not good. Yes,
Mhm.
how I learn. I think the way I learn, I I prefer or I like the guidance. But even then, it's also a muscle I have to train. And underneath that, trust myself.
And
So
you
yeah,
said that so many times in the telegram. It's like, Odil, you are an intelligent, freaking badass woman. You've been married decades. You have amazing, beautiful kids outside of your profession. You are an established woman in this world. Like, you are brilliant. Trust yourself. You're not, whenever you get that feeling, whatever it is, it's right. I have a saying. I don't know if I ever said it to you. I don't think I did, but I would say it to my kids when I was raising them. I would say, trust the inner voice unless you take pills for voices in your head, which you
yeah, you
don't.
told me.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless you take pills for the voices in your head, that little voice is always right. Christian people call it the Holy Spirit. Other people call it intuition. Other people call it the sixth sense. Whatever it is, it's right, baby. But we have so much, like you have so much logic and so much
Yeah,
human behavior
yeah,
knowledge. You're like, well, am I okay feeling this? I don't want to be judging. Judge. Sometimes you got to judge, And so I love that this is one of your words, and this is something that you truly have to continue to say. I can trust myself. I do
yeah.
make great decisions. Yeah.
Because I also know I mean, it's one of my superpowers, my mind, but it's also a pitfall. It's the way how I learn, but it's also something I sometimes need to just switch off and connect and trust. So that's why I said, yeah, I dislike it, but it's not in a bad way. It's also a mirror to me to learn in different ways, and to grow in different ways than just with the mind.
Hmm. I just heard you say you have a great mind, but also it could be a big pitfall. And I just want to, this is me reframing something for you or anyone who's listening. I think every woman has a great mind, and the pitfall is mistaking our emotions for our mindset. Sometimes we assign meaning to emotions that make us follow through with a certain action or a lack of an action, and then we say that's our mindset. Your mind is always brilliant. And I think what is a pitfall for many women is that emotional intelligence, that ability to feel the discomfortable thing, the uncomfortable thing, and still follow through without letting the uncomfortable emotion stop her or make her second guess
Mm,
herself or whatever. And I didn't even learn that in college or whatever. It was a pastor, Bishop T.D. Jakes, was being interviewed years ago. I saw this. And so the person interviewing him said, what do you think is the biggest reason that women have so many problems? Because he had a ministry called The Woman at the Well at that time before his daughter took over his ministry. And he said, I think the biggest pitfall that women have is not knowing how to manage their emotions and then believing that that's their thoughts. Right. And so I feel that way. I'm like, your mind is amazing and it is not your pitfall. The pitfall was assigning meaning to those emotions. That's
yeah,
my,
yeah.
that's
The
my,
the way I look at it, it's also just conditioning. I mean, like the way we women are conditioned is to second guess
yep.
ourselves. And yeah, so yeah, I'm not second guessing myself so much anymore.
Yeah. I call it good girl conditioning, like
Oh
every
yes,
woman,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. Tell everyone, um, I mean, we told your story, but if somebody was sitting on the fence, whether it's about hiring you, me, anybody, if someone is sitting on the fence about making an investment in themselves with a coach, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to do it, and even if it's scary, it should be scary. I mean, if you don't pay, you don't pay attention, they say, right? And that's so true. Um, and also, it's so funny because I invested many times, but it you expect more. You always go in with this idea, this vision, this dream, this is what I want to get out of it, but expect to grow not only in your business, but also your personal life. And I mean, there is this ripple effect, which is amazing. But you have to make a choice. You have to start. And you're not gonna learn this by listening to more podcasts or reading more books or watching more YouTube videos. It's not because you really have someone, you need someone, well, besides you to, you know, um, um how do you say, to uh,
Look in or give you another
yeah,
perspective.
the blind spots, the new perspective, but also just to like a kick in the butt, like go do it,
Yeah,
go do
right?
it.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
no fluffy shit. Just go do it. What are you waiting
no
for?
fluffy
I love
shit.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Where can people find you online if they would like to work with you?
Yes. So you can find me on ownitwithodyl.com or on Instagram, Odyl Roosendaal Doest. If you can hear
I
it,
will
or
put the I will
you
put
will put
the
it in the
link.
notes,
Yeah,
right?
I will put it
Yes.
in the notes. Yeah,
You
I
can
will.
find me there. Just DM me or send me a message, and you're very welcome.
If you want results with Odyl, if you want to own it with Odyl, you need to get over there because I think her English is amazing, spectacular.
Yeah.
She did amazing here.
Yeah, it
And
was all right.
yeah, and also I think your next thing, that it's not a goal that you need to set. I just think it's going to happen. Um you're going to bust your cherry with a client from the United States.
Yes, I will. I will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you will. It's there. I spoke it. I spoke it into
Yeah.
existence. Odil, thank you so much. Is there anything that else that you wanted to talk about today that I didn't ask you about that you would like to bring forward, that you just want to say, I wanted to have an opportunity to say this?
Um, well, yeah, and we talked about already, but I really want to emphasize on this, especially as a woman of color. It's so refreshing to be coached by another woman of color because there's so many things you don't have to explain. And I mean, I'm a black woman, Linda is Hispanic, but we have these similarities and it feels safe because if it's about business or personal life, what area of life in your life, it's always a factor. So you need a safe space for that.
I love that, right?
And you
Something that
can you can so you can find it um with Linda and with me.
and with her.
Yeah.
Absolutely, honey. Absolutely. Odil, thank you so much again for your time. Thank you so much
Thank you
for
for
staying up
having me.
late this evening over there to do this interview. And for those of you that, like we said, you want Odil style, go with Odil. You want my style, come message me, but you'll know where to find us. So I'm going to put out all of our information in the comments of this section of this video. Okay.